Hi guys, I'm Meko.
Hey everybody, this is Samantha.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about Juneteenth.
All right.
Tomorrow is officially Juneteenth. The slaves were freed June 19th, 1865. And so we're going to touch on that subject a little bit. Of course, we're going to touch on current events. And Sam, what else do you want to talk about? Or
Outside of that, just the effects of American history on Blacks today. Kind of touch on that and women in business and get on up out of here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to, ask you guys, how do you guys celebrate Juneteenth? Do you guys celebrate Juneteenth? Do you guys teach your kids about Juneteenth? Because a lot of people, they celebrate Independence Day, when we were reading the rules, but they don't celebrate the slaves being free. I mean, they was free before June 19th, but not officially. But so it's like a lot of education that needs to go into that. Like, people teaching their kids, cause even in the school books, I don't know. I'm not really, I did do a little bit of research on it, but I'm not sure. Most of them said they don't teach about it in school, and I don't think so.
Right.
My
I never learned about it.
Huh?
Yeah. I was saying I never learned about it in school. No.
Yeah. What about your kids though?
No, them either. And I'm guilty, over the course of my adult life. I haven't been celebrating it. I'm gonna be honest and say that I would celebrate the 4th because it was just what we did, along with Thanksgiving, along with Christmas. I didn't think anything about it until I just became more aware. So this year we're gonna do something.
Yeah, because it wasn't considered like a celebration, like a holiday. It wasn't a holiday. And so Texas made it a holiday, then some other states followed it, but still, like, a lot of the state buildings aren't closed. People be they be talking about it. It's just not widespread because white America don't celebrate it. Even when the slaves were freed, what did they say? Like, when they were freed, some of them, they still got killed just for their freedom.
Right.
Some ran, some they were still getting lynched, so they still wasn't free. So it's just like us as Black people, I just feel like I tell my kids, listen, we can celebrate Independence Day, that's fine, but y'all need to know about Juneteenth. That's when they were freed, like they was gone, like the Black people made up this date. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They celebrated, they dressed up in their finest clothing. You know what I'm saying? And they they was eating red velvet cake and drinking all kind of red foods, pies, like strawberry, and they celebrated the blood that was shed.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they were believers. Oh, okay. All right.
But you know what? And they were oppressed. Like, the white people wouldn't let them celebrate June 19th. That's what I tell my kids. Like I said, stuff like this, I'm gonna have to do more research on it too, because I'm going, like we both been busy. We was like, girl, we got to get this show together. So I need to do more research before I keep talking about it. But that's what I tell my kids. And if there's anyone that's listening that needs to correct me, or if there's something that you guys can add to this conversation, add it. But right now, Sam, I'm going to stop talking and let you kind of say what you're going to say about it. It's just with me. I want to just say what I teach my kids about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was doing some research on this too. And like I said, I wasn't, I've known about it over the years. I just didn't really understand what I understand now. First, I just want to let people know that you can go to Juneteenth.com. There's an official website, Juneteenth.com, where you can go and read for yourselves, from where it began, the history of Juneteenth. It talks about the festivities and the food you were saying, Meko.
Yeah.
It talks about how the celebrations kind of declined over years and why, and its resurgence, and especially now. So what I wanted to read, I saw this. I'm just going to read it verbatim. Because I don't want to jack it up.
Okay.
But what I want to say is Juneteenth today celebrates African American freedom and achievement while encouraging continuous self-development and respect for all cultures. As it takes on a more national and symbolic and even global perspective, the events of 1865 in Texas are not forgotten, for all of the roots tie back to this fertile soil from which a National Day of Pride is growing. So it's really increasing in different cities and states, and I feel like, especially now with the climate that we're in now, everybody gonna know about Juneteenth.
Yeah.
by the end of the weekend, you know?
They need
And
to.
that's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's time. It's been time. You know, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to your point, it feels like, you know, just like a lot of our history has been purposely hidden,
Mm-hmm.
you know, from the masses. It purposely wasn't put in these books. It purposely, you know, it wasn't done on purpose, and it was to try to keep us suppressed.
Yeah.
But I'm just really excited for us as a people,
I
you
am.
know, especially, you know, being the descendants of these slaves, you know, it's going to stop. You know, it stopped with the generation that came before us, and you know, we're just going to take the mantle and until everybody knows.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
truth.
and that's the thing. As far as everybody knowing, I feel like they need to. I feel like if you're not teaching your kids about it, please do teach your kids about it, because I think, like I said, as far as the laws, they were oppressed back then, and they're still trying to oppress us now as far as the information
Absolutely.
that we receive. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's why it's not widespread. You can ask some of these kids about Juneteenth, they're like, "What?" Or
Right.
it's important to them, and it's like, dude, that's when you know, your ancestors were freed. Like,
Right.
actually, they were free before, like I said, but that's when they wanted to celebrate it. That's when they took upon this date and said, this is when we're going to celebrate. The white people, they closed them out to as far as the public event, like, no. So they went by the rivers, they went by behind in backyards,
Yeah.
they was in people's backyards, you know, doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they celebrated. But the white people were still trying to stop that. That's why even now people don't know. Unless
Right.
their kids about it. That's the only way they're gonna know. That's when they'll celebrate Juneteenth more than they will July 4th. And I'm not saying don't celebrate Independence Day. I'm just saying that's
Know
more
your history.
than that.
Yeah.
So the
You know
oppression
your
is
history.
still here, it's still relevant, it's still going on mentally, physically, financially, all of that.
All that. All of that. All that. And to your point, Meko, I was reading where the whites wouldn't let the blacks celebrate, so they actually bought land together, and they celebrated on that land together. And it's like, how much more do we need to do that today? You know, with all the walls that have been built, all of the resistance. You know, I keep reading where African Americans have like a $1 trillion buying power. That's like what, 15 zeros?
Yeah.
That's like astronomical. I mean, and our people knew, you know, what to do and how to affect change in the community. And I think it absolutely still applies today.
It does. It does. And you know what, Sam, how do you think it affects, you know how, like we said, we're going to talk about women in business. How do you know, try to like segue into that. But how do you think, or does it affect us now as women in business and trying to grow, trying to build, trying to get past the oppression of, even back then, way back in 1865, we're still not as oppressed, but it's still there, but in a different way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh yeah. I believe the effects are still there. I mean, there's still resistance. There's still no. I mean, we could have the same business plan, but I'm being specific. As Black women, we can have the same business plan. We can have the same education. We can have the same experience. But when we walk into that bank and they see our names or they see our faces, they're like, well, you know, we're fresh out of funds.
Yeah.
You know?
Or you got to be super duper like I'm not saying super, like you got to have a lot of accolades, like
right. You got to have the
like,
damn National Guard backing you to get the loan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, and that right there, a lot of times that is stifling. Like a lot of people be like, you know what,
absolutely,
because it's gonna be hard. And even with me, because I felt the same way, because I'm just like, okay, when I looked into publishing my books and stuff, I'm like, okay, this is not gonna work. Like, I don't know what to do. And these people are publishing like these popular high-end people. And like I said, at that time, I had just got shot. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna do this.
Wow.
I'm gonna do that. And I did, and I didn't stop writing, and God just kept showing up. Like I said, we gotta do that show on divorce, Sam.
We will. We'll put it on the calendar.
You know, and as far as women, because some of us, we could be in a divorce and be with like a narcissistic type of husband, and then even if you gonna fight through that, it's hard to break away to man.
Listen, I'm writing it down. We gonna do it. What is this? June June 18th?
Yeah.
Yeah, divorce. Let's do it at the end of the month. Let's give
Okay.
us some time. A
You know,
show on divorce.
give some tips or
Yes,
give some encouragement or just give something, because I remember
absolutely.
when I was stuck in that marriage like that,
Yes,
I would
ma'am.
reach out to people, or I would just reach out to online. Like, I'm just like, Lord, give me something. And I know, and I used to hate social media because it was always crap. But see, if you unfollow all the crap and
Right.
follow all of the positive messages and things like that, every time you get on there, yeah, you might see some funny stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
keep whatever. But if you got a whole lot of positive, you'll never be like, oh, I hate Facebook.
Right.
I hate
Right.
Instagram. You will never have to be on that because you won't hate it, because every time you get on there, it's all positivity. It's all women lifting up women. If your mindset is set to a certain thing, Sam, we're going to go into that when the whole divorce conversation comes into part. So I don't want to get off of Juneteenth because that's so important. And I don't want to run over our time because I want people
It's all good.
listen to us without us,
It's all good.
What do you
It's
think?
all good. But to your point, we as a people, like, forget women in business. You know, we as a tribe, as a people, have always had to figure out a way to keep the show going. I mean, the show must go. We can't stop because they're putting up these boulders and these barricades and these hurdles. We can't stop. And I think that's contributed to our creativity. We are extremely creative. We are able to make something out of relatively nothing, you know, and that's the beauty of struggle, you know. And even when you were talking about you figuring out a way to publish, I had to do the same thing. My publisher cost me $4,300. And I was like, well, dang, okay.
Do a show on that because I spent a lot of
dang.
I'm gonna note it, okay? So
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
So no. So I was like, well, dang, you want $4,300, and I know you're gonna do all this, you know what I'm saying? But for me, the biggest challenge for me was they were like, we can't do this until you submit your manuscript. So for me, getting the manuscript was the hardest part for me. And so that's how I actually got into publishing, because I recognized that as soon as I did figure out a way to finish my book, I realized that I figured out what blocked me. And so when I would run into people, hey, they'd be like, hey, Sam, I want to publish. How'd you publish? And I'd give them the same blueprint and they would get stuck in the same place. So, you know, that's how it happened for me. I created my own platform. I created my own way of doing things, and we're here, and it brought us together. Look at God.
And I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even with the COVID, trying to do all of this stuff, man, we're going to find a way. We found a way, and we're going to keep on.
Way, honey.
And Lord knows I'm not lying. I had to check when I checked my website emails and stuff. And I do have so many questions, and Jesus knows. I'm like, oh, thank you, Lord. Like, but I have to make sure. But you remember we was talking about how busy we are and how we have to, like, and you already know what I got going on as far as.
Yes, honey.
So it's just like, whoo.
Right.
I love it. And that's when they said when you have a passion for it, it don't matter how busy you are. It doesn't matter. I'm like, oh, yes, this is what we do. This is how we do. Because
that's right.
Let's get started. And we're gonna rock with it. We're gonna do a show on that because that's so
exactly.
You have to stay focused. But a lot of times when you're trying to get focused, even something that's right in your manuscript, if you got all of these financial problems, if you have so much health issues, if you got so much this and that, oh, I don't need nobody, because I don't need nobody type of attitude. I understand it, but it's not healthy.
It's not.
You end up by yourself. I don't need nobody but God. I mean, come on. Even God said, idle mind can't, like, well, I ain't finna go all into the preaching stuff, but you need somebody. And a lot of times you get off into that. I don't need nobody. I got this. Because you think everybody is against you, or at least I did anyway. So it was hard for me to try to write a book or try to do anything else. And then when I did do it, I didn't have the friends or the connections or the this or the that I could reach out to.
Right.
I would feel comfortable enough to do this. And then I had this demon in my presence every day, all day. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm still, Jesus, Lord, help me. He like, how can I help you when I'm giving you a way out, but I'm so scared financially. I'm so scared because I know I didn't never have a father.
Girl.
So my kids, I'm staying because my kids, what am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? and the food stamps and the this and the that. Like, ain't nobody got time for all of that. So then you stick and you stay. So your book writing and the whatever. And then, like I said, on top of that, all of this shit, all these scars and stuff, this is from being shot and cut up. But Lord Jesus, girl,
wow.
let's talk, because we're going to have to get on that subject, because I'm telling you, it's some that wants to bust out, but they can't because they got them demons that you love and you're scared, like, or you know, you don't have a man, and without that, then you really fuck.
Right.
Bingo, mentally, physically, and financially, your ass is fucked, but you not, because how you gonna ask God for this and not trust him, but you trust this demon?
Who you know you can't really trust. Right.
Yeah.
So at this point, what you got to lose? But to your point, we're going to get to that. We want y'all who are going through this or know someone who's going through this. Listen, this show, what is this? Hold on, it's the 18th, 2 weeks from now. Yeah. 2 weeks from now. So tell your friends, tell your female friends, send them our link, let them know, because we both have gone through the deep, dark trenches of divorce. Honey, and I can't wait. Meko gonna go, I'm gonna go, and I think y'all gonna be like, wow. Yeah. Wow. And all we gonna do is be like, listen, God did that, honey.
And hopefully you can find some sort of energy from that to pour from, to give them. You're gonna have to take a hit. Yeah. You're gonna have to take a hit. You're gonna have to take some embarrassment, and you're gonna have to get the fuck off social media. That's where you dwell. Get up off of there and worried about what everybody gonna think if you leave this man, because you still, God can't help you. But I ain't gonna say what God can't do, but how when you boom, concern, how when you, girl, honey. You know, but we all scared. We don't want our kids to not have this or that. We don't want our kids to have to suffer, but your kids gonna have to suffer, because guess what? When they get older, they're gonna need them bumps and bruises just like you. That's right. Stay connected to people. Like I said, stay connected to them no-name people and get off them damn. Girl, go. I'm sorry. Yeah,
to your point. Listen, everything worked together. You know, just because it looked crazy now, don't mean that it's gonna work out in the end. Maybe it's supposed to look crazy. It's supposed to look crazy because your faith is increasing. Your children are watching you do the impossible. They're like, now I know 1 + 1 is 2, but how does equal 5? Mama, what you got going? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like a lesson in this. So don't be ashamed. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I'm sorry, y'all. I swear, I promise I don't live in the ghetto. Somebody damn thing. Somebody alarm. Okay, they just turned off the alarm, child. I'm just trying to find a nice little space to do this little video. My neighbors don't let me be great. It's all good. It's all good, girl. But yeah, I'm excited about the show. I can't wait till we get that content together. I'm just gonna be right here listening. I'm gonna be like, wow. Yes. Wow, God is good, honey. Yes, he is. So yeah, outside of that, we just want to let y'all know, this show here, we started off with Juneteenth. We talked about a struggle as a whole that our people went through, and look at us today. You know, look at us today. You know what I'm saying? We really, first of all, I say this a lot to my kids. I'm like, I'm just so grateful that God saw fit to bring me in the world today and not those 200, 400 years ago. Because that could have been us. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Honey. Yes. I'm like, Lord, I know this ain't quite all the way right, but I'll take this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'll take this. I'll take the ball and I'll run with this and hand it off to my kids so they can go further. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And on my deepest, darkest days, I reflect on that. Mm-hmm. I feel like, okay, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to, like, Lord, okay, I got this, I got that, I got my bills. I try to get everything situated. I don't frivolously spend. I do all of this stuff, my nails, my hair. My daughter did my hair. Like I said, I do everything myself. It's self. Right. I'm so autodidactic. Like, as far as everything, it's like self-taught. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wow. And so when I do that and I tell God, like thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because what I want to do is help others so that they can get to the same point where you and I are, where we are, to where we can help to do that. Absolutely. And doing it yourself is a blessing. You know, I'm sure you go out, they'd be like, oh, who did your hair? You'd be like, well, thanks, but you know, my baby did it, you know, and now she can start a braiding business. You know what I'm saying? So you're really, you're doing it because it's smart and it's the frugal thing to do. But also remember that while you're doing your own nails, these things that you are doing for yourself, just like we had to write our own book ourselves, we turned that into a business. So don't take that lightly. Don't frown upon that just because you can't go get your hair done every month. So what? Maybe the Lord is trying to teach you how to survive, you know, and he's trying to teach you that he really got you. But go ahead, boo.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's just trying to show you some skills you didn't know you have, show you that your daughter is really talented with hair and that she can do nails and stuff like that. And people look down on those careers. But I tell you what, those people are paid.
Yes.
Those people get paid. What profession do you know? When I do go get my nails done, I'm there for an hour. They got $75 an hour. What kind? That's like engineer jobs. Those are like careers. You know what I'm saying? So don't look down on anybody who do that. Just stay in your lane. Don't look to the left or to the right. Just stay focused. Like we were saying, just keep showing up. Just keep the push and don't let nothing stop you, because it can't. Only person who can stop you is you. Can't nobody stop you.
Be authentic.
That's right.
How to be like this person or that person, because like I said, everybody gonna tell you what you should do and how you should do this and that. No, if you don't post, if you don't do this, or if you don't do that, no, it is gonna be difficult for you. But I know even if they've been in the business for all of these years, I get that. You should listen to those people, but don't just listen to those people. Listen to yourself. Listen to what's going in your world. How
absolutely
is this working? Is this not? And like I said, you got to deal with self first before you start all of that.
Absolutely. That's a great point.
Because even if you take off and you got a whole lot of crap going on in your personal life and stuff, your money going to be stifled because they're going to try to get some of it. Your personal life, you're still going to be stressed out because you never fixed what needed to be fixed in the first place. Your kids still ain't going to have you there for real, because now you're going to be so focused on your business and so focused on this and that to where you can't even give them what you need to give them. You know what I'm saying? And then you're trying to stay connected to the damn internet to try to see who's doing what. How can I stay relevant? I told you I did the same thing. I asked God to take me to 45,000 followers. You know what I did? Went right back to damn Facebook, to them damn classmates and all of that. All of these people dwelling right back on there when he said, girl, I gave you what you wanted. I said, I can dwell on my books with those followers, but I just needed for him to show me. Now I need to dwell on my books. Like they said, you gonna market yourself. Don't put all of this yibby yabby, all that crap on your page. I can't help the girl. I gotta put the George Floyds, the Freddie Grays, the Eric.
All of that.
You know, and a lot of that, them people be protecting me on that page because they be calling me a coon, a nigger. Girl. All of that. They're like, oh, you spewing hate. They be like, how is she spewing hate, or how he's spewing hate? So I still try to do that, but on Meko the author, you gotta keep on at it. Keep on at it. And not by somebody else's blueprint. Listen to those people, because if it's working for them, I ain't saying it ain't gonna work for you, but I'm not saying don't just listen to them. And don't just listen to me, because I know I ain't just no New York Times bestselling author, but I have an author that's working with me.
Yes, you are.
It took me through, boop, boop, and I'm still here.
Honey, yes, you are. They just ain't give you your award yet. That's all. Your award waiting.
Girl, he gave it to me, these babies, girl. They the best.
I'm trying to tell you. It's waiting on you.
I need one more thing. He know what I've been asking for.
Okay. And listen, that's what I love about him. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets us ready for what we ask for. Because sometimes, Lord, I feel another show. Sometimes we ask for stuff and we think we really want it. But honey, we don't be ready at all. You know, at all.
I'm sorry, Sam. You remember when you told me, you was like, go ahead, Meko, go ahead, baby, go. And I was like, no, talk. You remember when I said that a while ago? What I was finna say is preparation. You had said something about preparation.
Amen.
And
Amen.
I wanted to tell the women out there, or even men, you gotta be prepared.
Yes, ma'am.
Like he could give you could do all of these things, and you so focused on all of that other crap because you was really into everything you were saying. I was like, yes. That preparation, though, you must get prepared, because like I said, like we always say, I hate to keep repeating the same stuff on every show, but if you don't get no likes or nothing, you need to stay prepared. Keep posting, stay consistent. Start reaching out to whoever you need to reach out to, but stay consistent, be prepared. That's all I promise you. Go ahead.
No, you good. That's good stuff. I don't got nothing to say after that, because it's true. It's true. I will say this, and to your point, don't be looking at what the Joneses is doing. They could be struggling. They could, there's a statistic that says that most Americans are a paycheck away, like a paycheck away.
Yeah.
Like they don't get paid next week. They don't got nowhere to stay.
Yeah.
They don't get paid next week. You can't feed the kids. You don't get paid next week. You can't pay your car note. You know what I'm saying? This is why we have to pay attention to what's before us and not be so caught up in what other people are doing. Because a lot of time they just flossing. A lot of people just, they buy clothes, put the tag on the inside and take it back. And it's like, for what? I knew a girl like that. I mean, she had the flyest everything. But them tags stayed on the inside of the clothes, and she didn't mess nothing up because she was taking that stuff right back. She was taking it right back, and she would post and all this stuff there. And I was like, God, no. I mean, I help. I understand. But to me, listen, I'll go to Ross. Ross is my favorite store.
Yeah.
You hear me?
I know.
I will go to Ross in a minute. But I'm just saying all that to just say, Ross is my lane. Y'all hear me? Mm-hmm. Ross is my lane. But when I'm out and about in this street, and when I'm doing a photo shoot this weekend, listen, it won't look like it came from Ross. I'm gonna do the best of what God gave me to do, and then He gonna do the rest. Period. I'm done.
And actually, to close us out, that does lead us back into Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
Because with all of that, you see how we gotta fight so hard. We gotta shop, we gotta do this and do that when others can get to do all of these things. But we can have those same, like I said, when those people, when they were freed from slavery and they started dressing up, they said, we ain't finna wear no rags. On Juneteenth, we dressing up, we putting on our finest stuff.
I know that's right.
We are free. They didn't want to, like I said, they go to the backyard, they do whatever. Just like you were saying just now, how you got to shop this place and do what you got to do. They was doing the same thing.
Baby.
The thing about it is they came together, and we are coming together now. And like I said prior shows, good thing the other people are coming as well. You see more and more white people getting more and more involved. They're getting doing all of these things, risking their lives, corona,
all that.
But we have to do the same thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Come prepared. Be ready. Yep. When they try to oppress you, do what you got to do. Stick and stay. Broke, not broke. But like I said, you need to deal with that mental health, the mindset, because you can do all of that. And somebody over there in that corner or laying next to you, seeing you progressing like that, they think you might be able to it's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to stifle you. But we're done. We're done. We're going to talk about
We're done.
We're done. So we're going to talk to y'all. Leave your comments. Share the video.
Yes.
We appreciate the followings. We got to get some more subscribers, though, Sam. We got to figure out how to get a lot of they're participating on Facebook. We just got to get some YouTubers. We're gonna figure it out. Thank you guys.
We're gonna figure it out. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. We'll see you next week. And like I said, in 2 weeks, we got the show is we're gonna talk about divorce. We're gonna talk about the I don't know, like the effects of divorce. But when
I get to talking about that, what if we get crying and stuff? Like, I ain't gonna cry. Like, it's just I hope I don't get too passionate and be like,
Nope. I think you should. We don't know. I don't know who you talking about. You don't know who I'm talking about. They know.
They know. Like, I just want to help women, because I can't
absolutely,
stall my story or my experience
with
someone else trying to protect someone. The same shit that they might be doing. I ain't finna keep doing that. You still protecting that person. No, let me help you, and then you help somebody else, and we're gonna pay it forward. We're done.
That's right. And we got to be real about it. So if we crying, if we snotting, then that's just what it is.
Absolutely.
All right, boo.
All right, you guys. Bye.